Hi, my name is Dawn Skeet, and I am the owner-operator of Bistro. We're located here in Red Hook, Brooklyn. And what I've been told is that we're the only Jamaican restaurant, black-owned business in Red Hook, Brooklyn. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about what it is that we're doing here in Red Hook in terms of our food. Red Hook, if you know Red Hook, it's not a Caribbean destination. So how are we doing here in Red Hook, Brooklyn? And you'll be surprised. I think the pandemic has really given us an opportunity to get to know who our neighbors are here, both the residents and the business owners. And it's that camaraderie between the resident and the business owners have really enabled me to still be open today. I don't know if you know Susan, who recommended you to me. When I met Susan when I first opened, I told her I wanted her to be my mentor, not knowing what I was asking for, but I admired what she was doing at the Lobster Pound. Anyway, then we got into the pandemic right after we made our first year. And Susan called me one day. She came into the restaurant and she asked me, how can a white business lady help you, a black business lady? And needless to say, I was like, what? What are you talking about? But anyway, a week after that conversation, I got a contract working with World Central Kitchen to provide 200 plates per day for, I think it was 6 months, to the community. And doing that has become the lifeline for us to stay open here in Red Hook. And that just goes to show you how business people can help each other. She came out and she offered it to me. I am not sure if they had called her and wanted to give her the contract. Whatever the case is, she brought it to me, and that enabled me to stay open, and not just stay open, but hire other people from the neighborhood. So what is it that I'm doing here? I'm creating a brand. And during COVID, I was able to test the formula, test the recipe, see how the neighborhood liked the items that we were making. That was one of the greatest opportunities that I could have gotten to test my food. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you a little bit of what we do here at Jamet Bistro. We do soups. We try to do soups that is known in our everyday menu, but do it a little bit differently. So what do I mean by that? If you go to most Jamaican restaurants, what you will see is these big dumplings in your soup. You need a fork or a spoon to cut it up. When I prepare my soup, I make small dumplings because we live in a society that likes to walk and eat. So it makes it easier for them to spoon the food without having to cut it up and all that sort of stuff while they're either walking or driving. So we do chicken soups every day. We do a chicken soup, and this is a chicken soup. It's filled with all the goodness that you need, especially during the winter months. We also make a red bean soup every Friday. We make split pea. We make different types of vegetarian soup because this neighborhood is very mixed. We have people who are concerned about their daily diet, their how they can eat. Some people cannot eat gluten food, so they look for food that are gluten-free. They look for food that are vegan, and we try to take what we do from a Jamaican menu and reshape it to ensure that anybody who has the different food allergies can still enjoy. For example, rice and peas. Normally you put maybe butter in the rice and peas with the coconut milk and the other seasoning, but because we have people who have different dietary needs, we don't use the butter. We use maybe a drop of olive oil that we put in the rice and peas, and we do the coconut milk. The same thing. We also make something. We make what we call the coconut curry tofu. Again, we use the coconut milk. We put the chayote, or the chocho as you would call it in Jamaica. We put the carrots and we put the pumpkin, and it's really good and people like it. People who are vegetarian and people who are not vegetarian, who just want to take a break from eating meat, they like that. They enjoy it, and that's what we try to do. We also jerk it. If they want it jerk, we also brown stew it, just to add a different flavor on a different day. The other thing that we also do, normally in a Jamaican restaurant, you would either get a side order of cabbage with your meal, or you will get a fresh salad. Because we're in Red Hook and the Jamaican population, the Caribbean population is the lesser of my target market here, I offer what we call our mixed greens. And what we do is we make a combination of collard greens and kale and carrots. It doesn't have any of that turkey stuff in it because we want to be able to provide this to an individual who's also a vegetarian, to an individual who also eats gluten-free. So a typical vegetarian plate would include the rice and peas, the mixed green, and the tofu. All right, and then if a person comes in and they wanted to get, say for example, barbecue chicken, we do a boneless barbecue chicken here. We do the boneless thigh meat, and we do a coffee brown sugar barbecue rub. And for the typical Americans, we provide the barbecue. One of our plate would be the barbecue chicken. It's what we call the Irish soul, for example. It's the barbecue chicken, the potato salad, the collard greens, and mac and cheese. Still has the flavor of the Caribbean in how we prepare it, but it's served with the items that they're familiar with. If they wanted yams, candied yams, we also can switch in the candied yams in it. The other thing that's popular is curry chicken. We also do what we call a boneless curry chicken, because we find in this neighborhood people want that. Again, it's a community that likes to walk and eat. So this is great for the curry chicken roti. They don't have to worry about having bones in their food. The only thing that we really keep the bone in would be the curry goat. I don't think I have much goat left here, but the curry goat still has the bone in it. And of course, our famous oxtails. I cannot tell you how they love the oxtails in this neighborhood. So we try to make sure that we provide the taste and the flavor of the Caribbean, but do it in a manner where anybody, doesn't matter what you like, we have different sides that goes with the different meats, to give you a plate that you're familiar with, while at the same time craving something that is different. So we make our own cultural drinks that we provide along with the meals. And during COVID, it was interesting to see the amount of people that come in here and ask for the ginger beer, the ginger lemon, the sea moss. Why? Because these things were, based on old-time remedy, is what we used in Jamaica whenever we had any kind of ailments. Sea moss, Irish moss for that matter, has like 90% of the minerals that your body needs. So people are coming in and asking for these things because they didn't, we wanted to protect our core. We had to be healthy. And they find that drinking these things help to maintain certain level of health and wellness during this time. And we're looking at how we can set up our own brand on a virtual kitchen. Jamaican food, it's not easy to replicate it, but we're here in the big bad New York City. It's a melting pot. So the question is, how can you take the flavor and the culture of Jamaican food and marry it to something that's very popular here in New York? And we've come up with what we call Jam It Jerk Burgers for now. So we're working on that. I invite you guys to come down and check out what we're doing here in Red Hook, Brooklyn. Check out Jam It Bistro, the next big thing.